Hey everybody, it's me, James Yan. You're about to see a brand new episode of Crying in My Car. First up, we're going to talk about a teacher who had to remove a pride flag from their classroom. Then we're going to be talking about a Seminole County teacher who has been trying for the last 20 years to change the state bird from the mockingbird to the scrub. Then we're going to end things up with talking about Bluey, the beloved Disney Plus character who got put in a different light when it came to being put on a sticker. All this and more starts now on a brand new episode of Crying in My Car.
Hey everybody, welcome to Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. I'm Devin Siebold, got James Yan sitting right next to me, and we're here to hopefully ease the stress of that teacher work day. Be sure to follow us online, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit that share button, most importantly, 5 stars, and don't forget patreon.com/cryingmycar if you want to support the podcast as little as like $3 to $5 a month. You can help out, and hey, that's like 50 cents, $2 is a 50 cents an episode.
Yes!
You know, I mean, it's
Bargain.
like, yeah, for just 50 cents a day, you can help out these poor Crying in My Car hosts. But also, come to a comedy show. We're going to see you on the road. I'll be at the Board Teachers Comedy Tour, Ocala, Fort Myers, Fort Lauderdale, and the King Center in Melbourne. That's my hometown where I grew up. I hope we pack that place out March 27th through March 30th. And before we get into it, don't forget, I do speaking. TeachersNeedLaughter.com. And this is the review from the one that I did just last week. Feedback has been amazing. Our staff loved the message and the comedy. Several staff members requested we bring Devin back to our all-staff meeting later this year. That's a wonderful endorsement. We are so grateful and honored to have Devin as our best keynote. Thank you.
Come on.
Thank you.
Come on, man. Yes.
And you'll see, it's just endless 5 stars across the board. I bring the right brand of humor and heart.
Blend
Humor
of both.
and heart.
There you go.
Yeah. So, James, we're going to jump into an interesting topic here.
Okay.
And now, we are all about comedy here.
We love comedy.
But I saw something on Reddit yesterday that touched my heart.
Oh.
It went a direction I did not think it would go.
I can't wait to hear this.
I would like to say, Reddit, by the way, this is public. I'm just reading what publicly is posted. I don't read privately posted stuff.
Got it.
And I don't read stuff that requires you to log in. So I'm not stealing anybody else's stuff. I'm just reading something that's public information. This one, the topic was called Pride Flag Issue. And I said,
Here we go.
here we go.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
here we go. Long story short, stick with me for a second. And that, of course, now I'm like, okay, well, I will. I'm a veteran teacher of 19 years. My neighbor teacher is a non-binary second-year teacher. And I was like, this is going to go a place I don't want it to go. Yesterday, they were told to remove their pride flag due to a single parent complaint. This teacher came to me and another colleague in tears. As a second-year teacher, especially in my state, they can get rid of anyone for any reason. So this teacher's only been there 2 years. Pop them out, done. That's how they do it. I immediately, this is where, man, tear to my eye, I immediately took the flag and put it up in my room. I am a cishet white dude. And later that day, the admin visited me and explained the situation, which was exactly as I described. And I asked to see the policy that forbids pride flags. And of course, as far as anyone has been able to tell, there isn't one.
There's not one.
I explained that I absolutely would not remove the flag until I saw an official written policy. Admin did not at any time tell me to take it down, but heavily insinuated that I should not fight this and that I should be prepared for what comes. From what I understand, this went way up the chain of command before landing on my neighbor, all in the course of 24 hours. I plan on standing firm, but was wondering if anyone else has dealt with this before or had any advice. And I'm in a non-union red state. That's not an option. So obviously they always say, go to your union,
Yeah. And that's tough, by the way.
Yeah.
That's
I'll be real. Congrats. Fantastic job. Because, I think one of the things that we sometimes do as teachers is we forget. Because we're so used to having our door closed and being by ourselves, we forget there's other teachers next door to us that are battling it out too.
Yeah.
Whether they are brand new teachers, whether they're veteran teachers, whether they are teachers that transferred in from a different school system, they're used to something different, used to different admin that may be more accepting of stuff like this, or different students that might be accepting of stuff like that. Definitely, you go to a school in Seattle and pretty much every room has a pride flag up in it, and all the kids are, okay, that's accepting, but you head down to Alabama and you might see a little bit of a different pushback. Pride flag issue aside, whatever that issue is, I think that more often veteran teachers need to be the voice of the new teachers.
I like it.
If you are a new teacher, you are 1, 2, 3 to 5 years in, and you do not have tenure, you've not signed that professional contract, they can fire you for any reason. Do not take these battles head on.
Okay.
If you have a union rep, go to them.
Got it.
If you do not have a union rep, befriend some veteran teachers that have your back, because they're the ones that you can go to and say, hey, I don't think I'm being treated really well because of this. And let me tell you right now, I had that professional contract. I had established tenure. I'd been there 13 years. And if some new teacher came to me and said they were being mistreated, boy, oh boy, I'm in the office. I'm going, hey,
not on my watch.
What's going on?
Yeah.
I mean, I was trying to, there was teachers that were very concerned. I don't know if you guys remember this, but during COVID, I was trying to battle for the teachers in my school. And there was an elderly teacher that she was saying, look, I got a doctor's note saying that I can't be back in the classroom and you're demanding that I come back to the classroom. And you know what happened? She was on the Zoom, and I remember she was on the Zoom and she was sad. She was like, this isn't right. This isn't, okay. I was told I could stay. You guys in the beginning of the year said I could teach from home, and now you're demanding I be back in the classroom. But my doctor says if I go back and my lung issues, I might die.
Yeah.
And they were like, tough luck. And I was like,
Wow.
And then what did I do? I didn't say, okay, no, that feels bad. I mean, there's 100 teachers in this Zoom, all quiet. And I simply stood up and said, I don't like this. I don't like the way you're treating these people.
No.
I actually went to the news. There's a news article in the Ledger.
Did you really?
Yep. I said I did not like the way they handled it. I didn't like how they treated that woman. I didn't like how they did this stuff. And it was a combination of things. It was the established, professional contract. It was also the fact that I had a social media following, and I felt like I had a little bit of an upper hand on reach in terms of getting out the problem. So veteran teachers, stick up for the new teachers. That's all I got to say. If you see wrongness in your school, if you see a new teacher being bullied by principals, admin, if you see things that are put on their plate that you go, that was never put on plates before like that, say something.
Yeah.
If you see something,
Say something. I like that.
Because and that's the wild thing is there's strength in numbers, but sometimes the numbers aren't necessarily size. Sometimes they're experience.
Correct.
And so take your numbers and balance it out with their numbers and say, look, you're not being treated right. We got to make sure this is good for you,
Sometimes people can't stand up for themselves. And I like the fact that you were like,
I know it sounds odd, but maybe even ask to sit in with a meeting. I mean, if you don't have a union rep, just say, hey, would you mind if I sit in, the next time you talk to the principal, or maybe if I go next time you're talking to that parent, just tell them if you have a one-on-one with a parent, it's a new teacher, and you think they're going to be thrown to the wolves, say, hey, if you ever have a one-on-one with a parent, call me in, man.
Yeah.
I'll sit there.
I'm a veteran.
I'll help out and just tell them, he's just here to explain. I may not know everything about how the school works, so he's here to explain, or she's here to explain, or them's here to explain your situation. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Oh, and here's the thing about pride flag. You know how I feel.
I know. Obviously, and for new people tuning in,
I have a trans son,
correct,
and we definitely support the community. And the thing is,
I like how I had to verify it. That's accurate.
That is accurate. Yes, thank you. Devin was there.
I have been there. I've met them, and like, hi.
You're telling that person it's not okay to be them when you take the flag down, and that's the thing people don't think of. We politicize it, we make it personal, but you're just telling them that it's not okay to be them.
Yeah.
And that's all they're really saying when they put up a flag like that.
Yeah, so representation matters.
It definitely does.
It does matter in today's day and age.
And I'm tired of my people being underrepresented. So I want to speak out right now for fat people everywhere.
Yes.
Yes. We matter. Yes, we do.
You put that Krispy Kreme sign in the schools.
That's correct.
I want the hot and ready right when I walk in. And I go, they care about me.
I'm not gonna lie. It's like Christmas when that light's on.
It
Like,
is.
I'm not gonna lie.
It is.
It is.
All right.
I
Anyways.
eat my feelings. All right.
All right, James, you ready to go into Teachers and News?
I can't wait.
There is a good statistic coming out of Missouri education. You don't often hear that. Missouri, I love you. I've been there many times, and I love the state of Missouri. Teaching there, I'm not sure I would like it as much.
Really?
I'm not sure I would like it as much. You know, there was one neighborhood that I went down. I called James. I said, I'm not safe.
You did.
I told you.
I remember that now.
Yeah.
Hey, man, listen.
Yeah. I said, I think I took a wrong turn. And this is not a good place to be. Mm-mm. So, Missouri, I commend you. The teacher retention rate in Missouri has seen its first increase since the pandemic.
Wow. Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So teachers are staying
right.
in the classroom. And the superintendents, in response to this, said, good, the shock collars are working. No, I'm not leaving. Why would I leave? I'll stay here. I live here.
I'm thinking about maybe going to somewhere. Oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Now, to be fair, there's not a lot of other options in Missouri. You can
sure
teach.
There are.
You can teach, or you can be a member of the Saint Lunatics. That is.
And our application got denied.
Yeah. They haven't released an album in a while.
No, they haven't.
Or you can teach and be a member of the Saint Lunatics, and then the Band-Aid fits into both. It's just right there, you know? Anyways, sorry. I love you. One of my favorite people in the entire world, Sarah. Sarah Couch is...
yes, Sarah.
Yeah, she lives in St. Louis, just outside.
Shout out to her.
And yeah, she's been to like 4... board teachers comedy shows.
She comments on everything we do, and I thank her for that. She's a loyal,
big supporter of Crying in My Car. So shout out to you. And she's also not a teacher. She's not a teacher.
She's a mermaid.
She's a mermaid.
Yes, and I know that sounds weird, but she actually does a show. And she's a mermaid.
Yeah, she's got a TikTok about it.
Yes,
she's
absolutely.
Like, man, teach their own. I love it. As long as you find happiness, who am I to judge? All right, man. I'm telling you, I did take a 1,000 milligram ibuprofen right before this, and my eyes are
3 espressos.
It's battling with the coffee from the surgery.
Oh my god!
All right, in Milwaukee, there was an interesting little segment where the 100 students were selected to experience what it was like to be a teacher. The program is called Surprise, You Work Here Now.
Wow.
And hey, we ran out.
Yeah.
We just got.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's cool. It's a Teach for America put on the event, and it's 100 students that they brought in, and they wanted them to come together to learn about the information and the pathway to become a teacher.
That sounds cool. Like, it sounds like a good idea.
I think it sounds like a good idea. They left with a parting gift bag full of a handle of vodka, overdraft forgiveness application, and a designer necklace from the Missouri superintendent. But anyways, yeah.
And a bag full of crippling depression.
I can't. But yeah, it's cool seeing pictures of it. 100 kids. They brought them in, and you know what? I mean, we need that sort of inspiration of the younger. But I'm telling you, there's not going to be any retention if they don't change the system. You know, that's the thing. Right. Is it used to be full of hope. There, all these kids had it was interesting because they were interviewing them.
Yeah.
And all the kids had the same line that I had, which was, I had a great teacher that changed my life.
Yes.
And I want to be a great teacher to change other people's lives.
Absolutely.
Usually it's a teacher that inspires the other teachers to go teach. Well, I'm telling you right now, there's not a lot of teachers out there that are happy with what's going on right now. Mm-hmm. And so the stress, the attitude, it's hard to change lives when the class sizes are getting bigger and the paychecks are getting smaller.
They are.
And you don't have the time to develop those one-on-ones that create the new generation of teacher. Mm-mm. And these kids that are going in there going, I'm going to change lives. I'm going to do – it's funny too because they were seniors. And you know what they all said? My elementary teacher is the reason I want to go in to teach. Well, a lot's changed in 10 years.
Yes.
And now you're going to go in and try to do the same thing your elementary teacher did, but you're not going to have the same respect and tools and
resources.
And funding. And, that stuff's, a lot of it's hurting right now, So it's kind of a thing where I just wish we could set them up better for success.
Yes.
You can give them all the strategies and go, here's how you teach, here's how you do this, here's how you do that. And then when you put them into the classroom, the expectations are one thing. They built this fairy tale.
And the reality.
And the reality is different.
It's so telling that you say that most people say my elementary school teacher, because when we first go to school and you experience being a student, your elementary school teacher's your hero.
Yeah.
Honestly, like most kindergarten teachers and things of that nature, and when you're at that level, you are seen as a mentor, as a person I can go to, I trust if I'm having a problem. So they're your hero. So those are the people that make an impression that lasts with you forever.
Yeah.
And then I totally see that. And then if you ask elementary school kids what they want to be when they grow up, they'll say policeman, fireman, teacher.
Yeah.
And as they get older, you don't hear teacher as much. What do you want to do with the rest of your life? And that's unfortunate.
I worry about them, but it's good to see at least that these programs are in place. If there's 100 students there and we get 10 out of it that actually fulfill, good.
Well,
that's
job
10
well
we didn't
done.
have before.
Yeah.
All right, Florida.
I'm familiar.
I love how I just say our state's name, and James is like, okay.
Here we go. What did we do now?
A Seminole County teacher, this is a positive story.
Okay, good.
A Seminole County teacher has devoted his teaching to changing the state bird of Florida. Ooh. Yeah, this has been years in the making. 25 years this teacher has been pushing to change the state bird of Florida. Currently, it is a mockingjay because how the rest of the country treats us. And
okay, wait. Well done.
Yeah.
Okay. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
But this is the interesting thing. He wants to change it to a scrub jay. Not much better.
Okay, wow. Okay.
I'll be honest with you.
But
mocking to scrub.
Still appropriate.
Still fits. Still fits.
Yeah.
But now apparently he is accepting a compromise. So he's been an environmental science teacher in Seminole County and has spent time trying to get the scrub jay as the state bird.
Got it.
He said he's pushed forth a lot of bills with the students. He's trying to basically teach the civics part of it, a real lesson of we're actually writing to representatives. We want to see the mockingbird change. Apparently this mockingbird has been there. It's like the state bird for like 6 other states. It doesn't have any significance to us really. Mm-mm. And so he was like, scrub jay would be great. And apparently scrub jay does have significance to us. And it's the only one. We're the only state with the scrub jay. Anyways, he is accepting a compromise because apparently a representative has listened to him and said, you know what? I like the idea of changing it from a mockingjay, but Florida, flamingo, come on. And he says, okay, we like the flamingo too. And he said, but I don't dislike the scrub jay. Let's have our state's songbird be the scrub jay.
Okay.
That way our state song can be no scrubs. I'll be here all day. anyways, no scrub jays. So it's awesome that the bill, to be honest with you, would be kind of cool because we would get a new state bird, flamingo. Let's be real. They were like, yeah. I mean, it's literally all throughout the Keys.
It's on lottery tickets.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's all over the place. When you think Florida, you think flamingos because of the Keys and stuff like that. So, the scrub jay being the state songbird, so it's got a long ways to go. To be honest with you, the bill has been filed though, so that's a big deal. It will get debated in the House, but yeah. So that is my teachers in the news. It's an interesting one, man.
That's a good one though.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff out there. I'm trying to find more lighthearted stuff.
We do need more. We
do some heavy stuff on here in the past, and I was like, you know what? We'll leave the heavy elsewhere.
And by the way, shout out to Seminole County. All right, in Florida, doing good stuff.
Yes, I mean that teacher, honestly, 25 years of trying to make this happen. That's a great hands-on lesson,
Definitely is, man.
And students that started it 25 years ago can now see, hey, he kept going.
There you go. Some of those students are still in school.
Yeah. All right. Some of them may have their name on that bill still.
That's true. That's true, man. That's funny.
Some of them are in the state legislature.
There you go. They're there. Yeah. There you go.
Go ahead.
I got a story for you guys. I'm the parent, so I always try to bring you things that are relevant to parents, what's going on.
Correct.
Now, when my kids...
I'm just affirming everything today on the show for you.
That is correct,
I'm a parent. That is true.
That is true.
That is truthful.
I saw the test. Okay. Now, Devin, when your kids were a little bit smaller, and every kid has a favorite TV show. Now, what was your kid's favorite show they loved?
we didn't have like cable TV.
Okay.
So we watched Blippi on YouTube.
You told me about that, yeah.
Blippi on YouTube. We also watched a dinosaur one. There was a dad and his kid that would like hunt dinosaur stuff. They were big into dinosaurs. It was on YouTube.
I don't think I know that one.
I forget that one, but the kids really liked that one. As far as stuff on TV, they did enjoy SpongeBob. We would put on the free channel for the Vizio channels, and it was like old episodes of SpongeBob.
Absolutely.
And then I found out that they had an actual channel for Are You Afraid of the Dark reruns.
Ooh, there you go.
That was my jam. I was watching Are You Afraid of the Dark.
Those are great, by the way.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, that was kind of it. I was fortunate. My sisters, when they were young, I was older. So my mom had my sister when I was 12, and then the other one when I was 14.
Gotcha.
So I got to grow up with them on Barney.
Ooh, the
And
purple one.
Big comfy couch.
Yes.
The big
I
comfy
remember that.
couch.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it was that was not fun.
Not for you. No, not at 14.
No,
not at all, man. Now, my kids lived and everything was SpongeBob. Everything, all things.
That's the whole generation, though.
They loved SpongeBob.
Did I tell you about my SpongeBob experience as a teacher?
No.
I told the kids that I would do some stand-up at the end of the year celebration.
Yeah.
The kid in front of me said he was going to go up and do SpongeBob impressions, and he did. And when I tell you right now, I will never achieve a standing ovation as much as this child did.
Really?
I was like, go up, yeah, sure, do some SpongeBob impressions.
How good can this be?
I'm in the back, like, I don't think I can go on. I don't think I can
I can't follow
this.
that. Yeah.
That was such
He crushed?
I mean, standing ovation, losing their minds. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
I was like, I'm not going to be able to do that. And it's because that was their jam.
Yes.
SpongeBob was it.
Yeah. So the reason I asked that question, because my kids love to buy SpongeBob toys, cards, stickers, anything that had to do with SpongeBob, they love. Now, I got a story for you parents, because a parent, their kid loved Bluey. Now, Bluey is a cartoon that comes on the Disney Plus channel. It's about a female little blue dog and their whole family, and it's great.
It's all over the place.
Yeah, Bluey's everywhere. Yeah, absolutely. It's very popular.
Fun, quick side story about Bluey. We had a show in the Egyptian theater. I want to say it was in Indianapolis. There's a few Egyptian theaters. I know there's one in Indianapolis, but it has 2 theaters in it.
Yeah.
It had 2 theaters. And on the same night as the Board Teachers Comedy Tour, right next door was Bluey Live.
Ooh.
And I said, what a terrible scheduling, because all these drunk teachers are tailgating out there, and their students are all walking by, and they're drunk, and they're
Miss
like,
Fran?
Yeah. What are you doing? You're in the bush peeing. What? But yeah, so it was.
That's horrible. Yeah, that's not good.
So that was my Bluey experience.
So these parents had kids that loved Bluey, so they wanted to buy their kids something. And I think the kids saw it online at the sticker marketplace, and it's called Valor Vinyls. You could buy stickers.
Valor Vinyls.
Valor Vinyls. Now, what Valor does is they make parody stickers, okay? So I don't think the parents knew this at first, so they bought their kids some Bluey stickers.
Ooh.
Now, the company that makes the stickers for Valor Vinyls is called We Few, okay? It's
We Few?
We Few. You'll understand in a second why they call themselves We Few.
Because they're teachers? There's
No.
there's only a few of them.
They made a sticker for Bluey, which was cute, had the whole family of Bluey there, but they were all dressed in army fatigues and holding automatic weapons.
Oh.
We Few refers to these veteran group who make stickers.
Okay.
And decided to make them about Bluey. Yes. So here's the problem. We Few, the sticker designer, they're not a stranger to controversy, because they once made a T-shirt that had Bert and Ernie on the front, and they were torturing Oscar the Grouch. And it said on the front, W is for waterboarding.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, that's a lawsuit.
So you would think. So Valor Vinyls has now removed everything that We Few designs, okay, because they don't want to, have their company represented by people who are torturing Oscar the Grouch.
And Ernie, you gotta no, that's definitely a Skeeter thing. That's a
What?
I don't see.
No, not at all.
Bert and Ernie they okay.
Could I read you the statement that We Few sent out to their few fans that are
Sure,
left?
yeah.
They said, the company who was printing our designs has decided that waterboarding kid characters is a bit too violent for them. And they no longer wish to provide service.
It's interesting that the production company had to make the call like, hey, yeah. And you know what's funny is they're probably printed in China.
Oh, wow.
And they called them from the factory and was like, dude, no. We literally just threw arsenic in apple juice. And I'm going to tell you right now, no on this sticker.
So, of course, as a parent, I wouldn't want my kid buying anything of a beloved character, dressed in automatic ammo and weapons and stuff. I wouldn't want that either. I get that. But it does make me think about when we were growing up. There was a lot of things that we were exposed to and allowed to do that probably can't fly nowadays.
I've
Devin.
seen Calvin pee on so many things.
Yes! Yeah. On Ford trucks. Because
And literally, it's a Ford sitting next to a Chevy.
Yes.
And the Chevy has Calvin peeing on the Ford, and he has a peeing on the Chevy.
Yes.
And you're like, how much water does Calvin drink? He's so hydrated. I think he has diabetes. That's a problem.
They should get him checked out.
Yes.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I'm thinking about the fact that the parents were upset because Bluey was dressed in army fatigues with a gun. And I remember watching Looney Tunes, and Yosemite Sam and Elmer Fudd would take turns shooting what's his name?
Yeah, shooting
Daffy Duck in the face.
And his bill would
go the other way.
Fly around.
Yes, man. I'm like, and guns are bad now.
Yep.
But we used to watch that on the regular. Do you remember watching Tom and Jerry where they would chop off appendages?
Yeah.
All the time.
Yep. I mean, I was young and you remember, what's the Simpsons version of that? Itchy and Scratchy.
Itchy and Scratchy is not a kid show.
But I mean, I even played the video game
Absolutely.
where you were Itchy and Scratchy and it was like trying to violently murder the other. Yeah.
And that was okay
back
in the day for us.
You know what was funny is when I was in high school, South Park had just came out.
Oh my God.
It was like middle school actually.
Yes.
South Park had just came out.
I remember when this happened.
And we would talk about the new episodes in class. And I remember my teacher, Mr. Murphy. Love you, Mr. Murphy. You're my favorite teacher.
God bless him.
He would literally stand up front and we go, did you see that episode of South Park? And he'd go, my wife doesn't let me watch that.
It's true.
And it was true. He goes, she watched one episode and said, you can't watch this.
No.
And it's too much. And then here my students are discussing South Park.
Can I tell you this on a tangent? I'm glad you brought this up. Do you know what my first introduction to South Park was?
What?
The movie.
Oh, my goodness.
I had no idea. I took my wife to see that. You remember? No, it's coming back to you?
Oh, no.
There was a certain romantic relationship in that movie that I won't go into that I was like, what are we watching? What is this?
I don't want to know what that popcorn bucket would have looked like if they had collector's ones back then.
So I bring all this up to just say how things have changed. Because I remember, if parents are getting that upset over that sticker, do you remember Garbage Pail Kids?
Yeah.
Okay, now
they're still around.
They're still around, but they were a parody of Cabbage Patch Kids.
Now, I'm going to tell you something really cool about this. I don't know if you know this.
Okay.
You know Andrea Andrea Kaspari?
Yeah.
She, Kaspari Land on Instagram?
Yeah.
You know her husband is a Garbage Pail Kids illustrator.
You're lying.
Yep.
Are you serious?
He literally designs them for Topps cards and goes around to Comic Cons and stuff like that and draws all the Garbage Pail Kids.
I need to meet him now.
Yeah, he's an illustrator.
He is responsible for a lot of what's wrong with me.
Yeah, that's good.
He really is. He should go half on my bill to my therapist.
Yeah, man, but he designs, because I actually pulled a few Garbage Pail Kids cards.
Nice.
And I was like, did he design any of those? And she's like, I think he designed one or two of those, yeah.
That's not bad.
But yep, he
now,
was...
If you don't remember this, let me just take them through it. No,
Garbage Pail Kids, yeah.
Cabbage Patch Kids were wholesome. They were cute. They were adorable. Garbage Pail Kids were vile, disgusting, and disturbing.
On purpose.
Everything that we loved as kids, man. So they were these little cards that you could buy, come with gum. They would have stickers and whatnot. And they would just be the most disturbing images of what should be a cute little doll, but it was not.
Right.
And here's a few of my favorites. There was one where there was a kid that did not look well groomed. He had dirt everywhere. Snot coming out of his nose and sores. His name was Hygiene.
Hygiene?
That was a great one. Hygiene.
There was one that I remember just of like this just vile Garbage Pail Kid. And I just remember, keep going, because maybe it'll ring a bell.
That's the next one, I think.
Which one?
This is the one where the kid just disheveled. He looks horrible. It's gross everywhere on him. And his name, Barfin' Bart.
That's the one.
That's the one, yes.
Barfin'. I remember the Bart.
Yes.
Barfin' Bart. Wow.
And there was one disturbing one where the kid The top of his head was missing, and the bottom of his chin was missing. And he took both of his hands and put them through to make teeth. And his name was Handy Randy. Yeah, horrible. Just the most disturbing things you could show an 8-year-old, and I loved every minute.
Yeah,
of
the
it.
funny thing is, the illustrators like the kids are gonna love this.
They're gonna love this.
They'll strap
right
to a
here.
bomb.
There you go. Yeah. There was one where just all this nasty snot was everywhere on the kid, and the name was Nasal Hazel.
I remember the snot one.
Yes.
Like distinctly.
And then there was one where the kid had pus everywhere, Russ Pus.
Ugh. Dude, and you know what's wild about
Yeah.
all that? All those disgusting cards came out, and they were like, this needs to be a movie.
And they made the movie. That is correct.
The
They
movie.
made a
Have you
movie.
seen the movie?
I have.
I've not seen the whole movie.
Oh, no one
I
has.
fell into a YouTube rabbit hole,
Yeah.
and I did watch a bunch of clips, and I watched the trailer, and I was like, I will never watch this in its entirety. I don't think I'll ever get to sleep.
It was so bad.
It was not only bad, but it was like so creepy
And
like,
crude.
Like it was weird, but there was this one point in time where, like in the 80s, where the latex masks became like overly caricatured, and like the Nixon and the Genesis video and stuff like that. And bro, that's
creepy.
That creeps the heck out of me.
It's a weird feeling you get. You almost get itchy.
Even I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan, and he has the one video
Moonwalker.
Where Moonwalker's part of it too, but he has the one where he's trying to evade the paparazzi, and he turns into like
The rabbit.
Yeah, the rat. And the rabbit, sorry,
Rabbit,
and he's evading.
That's on Moonwalker.
But they have
Speed Demon.
Yeah, Speed Demon. That's
Demon,
it.
yeah.
Speed Demon from Moonwalker. There you go. So, man, that one creeps me out.
It was what do you call that? Claymation.
Yes.
And it was really good, but it's creepy in a way.
Bothers me. It was that California raisin style that just got like into the faces, and
You didn't like it? Make you
No.
feel heebie-jeebies? Gotcha.
But yeah, so anyways, follow Kasparland on Instagram, and
That's awesome.
she posts things about her husband all the time. She's a big
Shout
fan
out
of
to
his.
him,
She likes
man.
him. But yeah, so definitely, man. How can people follow you online?
As always, James Yon Comedian. That's YON on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, people. Hopefully it's still around.
Yep, and devincomedy.com for all the upcoming tour dates. And don't forget teachersneedlaughter.com for speaking engagements. It's filling up. I know that sometimes people say, hey, only 3 seats left, and there's like 90. I'm serious. The back to school, you want comedy, you want heart, you want somebody who's been in the classroom to speak in your school. Tell your principal, tell your superintendent, because I've had a lot of teachers do that, and they go, yeah, that's a good idea. And it actually works. And they get me out to their schools, and we have a great time. But space is limited. So teachersneedlaughter.com for that. And hopefully I'll see you on the upcoming teachers tour dates on the Board Teachers Comedy Tour. I'll be out there. And maybe James and I will do a few shows together this summer as well. We're working on them. So thank you guys so much. And we'll be back next week with a brand new episode of Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers.